cross me, lie about it, get caught, ask me for help, all I could do is say, I'll pray for you and your family. What's up, everybody? So the second part of this video was going to be this video. However, what transpired in the last hour or so needs to be shared first. So I know what country I'm in. I know there's certain things we need to avoid, staying out of trouble, all that, etc. So, you know, I'm mad at myself. Kind of lost a little control this evening. I'm mad at myself over this, but I had a little incident, and so I'm gonna share that with y'all as real as I can, you know. And so I was actually hanging out, shot the video originally in Ramona's. What I wanted to say about my main Puerto Plata girl, how she just lost all her value, and I'm done with her. And then that was it. But decided I wanted to walk up toward Classicos because a lot of people were thinking that Friday, Saturday, Classicos was reopening. So I wanted to confirm for myself, for you guys. So I went up there, I went into Merengue for a while. And I'm just drinking Sprite or juice because I'm not drinking right now because of the medication for the back. It's probably a good thing the way the night ended up that I wasn't drinking. So I was basically recording a video saying Sosua's coming back. The music was loud again in Merengue. Felt like Merengue bar again. Some ladies walked through a little bit. You know, decent crowd of guys. Some of the old staff, the old bartenders, they're back working again that have worked there for years before COVID. So all this was good. The disco at Envie is reopened. The sports bar is open. I don't know if anybody's really going there. There weren't anybody there last week when we rolled by. So things are open. Things are open. Classico has not reopened yet. Maybe it's because of an electricity issue Friday. Maybe it's other reasons, but it still has not yet opened. So, as I was getting the footage, you'll see, I was interrupted. And I was across the street by the Chino. All right, filming from far. Just filming from the iPhone, not any special hidden equipment, no creep cam stuff. Wasn't filming Chicas in the street. I was doing so respectfully. And this just further issue reminding me to always try to be respectful filming in public. So this guy, Dominican, walks up, smacks me in the side of the head, just like that. And I had a reaction to that. So I put my hand on him. Basically, I put my hand on his neck, and he was apologetic immediately, but I really wasn't accepting it so well. So I kind of followed. I walked as he walked around the corner, made a turn by Flame. I walked up on him. I actually have him on film, but I'm not putting it in this video. I'm not going to go that far because for my own safety. I am going to draw the line, my own safety there. So I walked up, basically called him out. Like basically I told him I'm filming respectfully. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm doing this for the businesses to report to the people. And so couldn't help it. Like I said, I lost it. So I if he smacked me on a scale of 1 to 10 of 5, I kept the hand. I open hand bitch slapped him basically at about an 8. Got him pretty good, but I'm not bragging. You know, like I say, I know where I'm at. I know that this was stupid. I'm just coming real with y'all. I keep it 100%. So, and then he sort of threw a haymaker at me that kind of halfway hit, like, you know, my shoulder, bounced off, or the back, you know, and, you know, well, when I first slapped him, I said, we're even now. We're even, 1 for 1. Well, after that swing, that haymaker, I said, I'm not done, but I walked away. So I grabbed the police. I know the street law, don't talk to the police. Here, I also know what sometimes, often can happen when you involve the police. Like I say, I really, I don't know. It was just one of them things, man, that, I mean, thankfully, the police aren't extorting gringos like they used to. It was just one of those, like I say, there was a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces really quickly. So this is just a reminder, be on your P's and Q's. So one officer walks with me. We walk, I show them the clip I have of the guy. And we walked to where he was at, a few blocks down. And, like, I'm standing there with one police, next thing, like, there's 4 more around us, and the police-tour, not the national. And next thing you know, there's police-tour on a motorcycle. So I give my side, he gives his. His side was I was filming, and I just punched him. And I basically said, my Spanish was good enough with the officers to where, and I was pretty vocal. I was pretty loud. I wasn't getting punked in this situation. Not by this guy. And so I explained my side. I explained what I do. I work. I provide information. I don't disrespectfully film. I'm not about that. I'm not about that shade, the shade in the YouTube game like that so much. So then, so I'm basically saying, look, he slapped me once, I went and slapped him back, we were even. But then there was that last one that was the problem. So I'm not scratched up though. So, eventually I'm the one that squashed it. After they were really grilling him, the police were into him. So if he was really connected, they wouldn't have been putting him through that like that, is how I look at it. So I basically just said, just apologize. Dice lo siguiente, And, he apologized. I shook his hand, and I said, have a good night. God bless you. I pray for you and your family, too, since that's the theme of this. So, anyways, like I say, lots of lessons to be learned, self-included. Whether you're visiting here, living here, whether you're private and quiet and low-key and no social media, or whether you're a YouTube vlogger, we all need to mind our P's and Q's. So hope you enjoy the footage. And thanks again, y'all. Hit that thumbs up, by the way.
We're almost like old times. It's Sunday night, almost 10. Not quite like old times, but it feels like the comeback is really coming. Almost like old times. I'm trying to get around.
Sí. Que la que hay, mi gente. Rico.toro. Yeah. All right. Hope you're well wherever you are. So, little quick update. Curfew has been over. Everything's open till like midnight or later on the weekdays, 2 a.m. or so on the weekends. Still not drinking, still medicating. So, yeah, because of the taking the meds for the back. So, still recuperating. Just trying to get the back in check. So, first off, let me thank all you guys for looking out, showing a little love, showing me some positive vibes, and go ahead, make this proper. Do that also. But yeah, thanks for some of the positive feedback and suggestions and recommendations you've been giving me in regards to the back treatment. Everything from going to New York or going to Boston and getting surgery, to finding a good chiropractor, to taking this or that, a couple different supplements. You know, I've been reading them all, and you know, greatly appreciate it, because there's no one size fits all to you know, a lot of these problems. So, had a little personal drama of my own in the last few days. Thought I would share. You know, it goes back to that bro code versus the hoe code. So, you know that I have my Puerto Plata, Maine girl that I've known her like a year and change. She's the one that just had the baby. Kept in contact during that time, and yeah, I continued to see her some. And she's still been helping me with some doctor's appointments and things of that nature. You know, so everything's been pretty good. You know, her main value has always been she's low key, fairly intelligent, fairly trustworthy. More on that. Never caused me any problems. And kind of pretty. Not that great in the sack. So, but good enough. So that's her main value. All right? So, last week was TMI Santiago's birthday party, and you know, once in a while, like an occasion or event going on, she's the one I'll bring. She was at my side for my birthday party. Some of y'all may have met her there. Some of y'all may have met her at TMI's birthday party. Some of you that were in town. So, like a couple weeks before that, a fairly new friend of mine actually come across her on Facebook, and we check with each other because we're both, you know, we both know a lot of Puerto Plata types. So we check with each other always, like, is this one of yours? Is it one of mine? And if it's one of mine, he won't touch it, and vice versa. So, but, you know, I actually told him when he come across her, send her a little message. Yes, we're testing again. We know how that works. He sent her a message or two, real casual. She right away shut him down. Like, I can't come see you. No. And I'm like, all right, good for her. He's showing me the messages. He's like, she passed with flying colors. I'm like, all right, good stuff. So fast forward back to TMI Santiago. Shout out to him. His birthday party. She's there with me, and my boy, this guy, he's there. And because I'm just introducing her to different random friends, I introduced them. And you know, they both kind of had a little chuckle because of that. And she actually showed me the message herself, because she's like, this guy is a friend of yours, message me, whatever. See what I'm saying? So she looked like she was kind of on the loyalty tip. So, a couple nights ago, uncharacteristic of me, I was in Bailey's. I'm in Bailey's with TMI and Jason from Grand Rapids. So we're sitting there, and I get a call from my boy, expat friend in Cavalretti. So, and I said, that's kind of unusual because we already went back and forth a lot over other stuff that day, but he's calling me to tell me whatever he had to tell me this time. So I'm like, that's strange. So he's like, bro, I got some, hate to be the bearer of some bad news, but I got some news. I got some stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm listening. Tell me. And so he tells me that she proceeds to reach out to him. I'm like, ooh, interesting. I said, all right, good stuff. Send me the stuff. Send me the receipts. So he does. And, I'm breaking it down, breaking down the conversation. And mind you, I am spending time and smashing one of her friends. But the difference is, while she was pregnant, she introduced me to that friend. Because I had to pitch her for some times because she almost set that friend up with a friend of mine before. So there's no secret. I did it the respectful way. I asked her to introduce me to her. One night when I was late, drunk in Puerto Plata. And she was pregnant. So at that point she was about to have the baby any day. There's nothing she could do. So I did it with respect. So that's the difference. So I get home and I'm looking at the messages and I let her know that I didn't let her know how much I knew. I just want to see what she's going to be forthcoming with. So I asked her, why'd you reach out to my friend or whatever? And she's like, well, I have some friends that need some help, some amigas, so I'm looking for some guys to introduce them to. So I'm like, okay. Mentira, mentirosa. You're lying. I'm not buying none of that. So then I'm like, look, the jig is up. I got the receipts. I got the documentations. I got the transcripts. So I start going through like the lines of why'd you say this? And and my boy, he's not being forward at all. He's just sort of like I say, she messages and he's just like, hola, como está? He's not saying much. And so he's basically just like, so what's up? And she's like, dime, you tell me. And he's like, well, what are you looking for? You looking for a date? You looking for a boyfriend? What are you looking for? And she's like, and she's just sort of like vague, maybe, and she's like, nobody can know about this conversation. That secretive shit. And then she's like, and he's like, well, what about Rico? That's my boy, and that's my friend. And she said she downplays it so bad. She's like, oh, Rico's just a friend that I help set up and help him, with his doctor's appointments and things. But he doesn't want a girlfriend, and he's got other girls, and blah blah blah. And she's all alone and all this stuff. So I'm like, all right. And I didn't see nothing in there where she's looking for her friends. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let this marinate a little bit. And so I'm telling her basically, you know what? I don't have a problem with what anybody does. But if I find out and I question it, I do have a problem if you're gonna lie to me. And she's continuing to be on some like, well, I didn't want to expose the other girls right away or them to know I was doing this, blah. But it was always, I said, no, you reached out for your own personal gain, your personal benefit. I said, you could have asked me at any time if there was something else you needed or whatever, but you went behind my back. So, that's it. You betrayed the trust. And I said, thankfully, I have some bros that are a lot more loyal than you hoes. And so Then, we let it go. Over like a day or two. She messages me yesterday, kind of randomly, kind of boldly, and she's like, I had a baby, needs milk, needs Pampers, blah, blah, blah. And so I says, I don't want nothing to do with you right now. I don't know when I'll be able to trust you again. And then let it go. A little later, she hits me up, says something. And I just said, I'll pray for you and your family.